Nazgul Kунбатирової to speak. She is the director of the ethics and the certification at the ICF Kazakhstan chapter, and also Nazgul is the PCC coach of the International Coaching Federation. The topic of her presentation is the professional standards for coaching in the Republic of Kazakhstan. Today we will learn together with Miss Nazgul how the standards were created in Kazakhstan, what challenges but also solutions were a part of this process, and why this experience is important for coaching development also for us, for Ukraine. Mr. Nazgul, we are very happy to welcome you, and please, the floor is yours. Can we unmute?
I'm unmuted, Nazgul.
Okay, perfect.
It was a minute of silence before I took the stage. Добрый вечер. I'm not sure that I sound Ukraine. Дякую. Okay, so while I was listening to your speech, your conversation here, I was trying to learn a few words in Ukraine language.
It's perfect. Yeah.
All right, good evening, everyone. My name is Nazgul. Now I will share my presentation. Just a second. It's here. Can you see my screen? Can you hear me well? Can you see the screen?
Well, right. Okay. We can see also hearing you good.
Good. I have prepared my speech, so sometimes I will try to look at my notes in order not to forget some important informations. Okay?
Perfect.
Would that be fine?
Yeah, fine.
All right, a happy International Coaching Week, everyone. Good evening, good evening. I'm joining from Kazakhstan. I'm a member of ICF Kazakhstan board, where I oversee ethics and certification support. So thank you once again for inviting us to share the establishing national professional standards of coaching. So I would like to give you some background of it. In order you understand what was happening before. So we need to keep in mind that this process hasn't been just a recent project, you know. It has been the primary goal of our chapter since the day it was founded. So one of our biggest strategic priorities was the legitimization of coaching as a formal profession in Kazakhstan. So we wanted our profession to be recognized, not just as a skill, but as a legal regulated career path. And I am proud to say that by securing this professional standard, our chapter has officially moved coaching into a new legal recognition in our country. And I also want to mention my colleague, our director for the integration of coaching into professional standard, Dana Jantemirova. She played a vital role in this achievement, but couldn't be here, unfortunately, due to the language requirements of the presentation. And I am honored to speak on behalf of her and entire dedicated team. That was a little information. Let's move on. Let's see the basis. So it is also important to mention that our president of Kazakhstan, the head of state, has personally taken an interest in our field. And he has issued a directive to regulate the work of coaches and psychologists in Kazakhstan. And this move came in response to many public concerns regarding, as we know, well-known pseudo-coaches, individuals who provide services without a true understanding of the profession's core principles or ethics. So we fully support this initiative. We supported this initiative from the president of our country. And for us, it's a vital step in protecting the integrity of coaching and ensuring that our clients receive the high standard of service they deserve. Here on the slide, you can see it is written implementation of paragraph 9.12 of the protocol of the National Kurultai under the President of the Republic of Kazakhstan, dated March 14, 2025, regarding the regulation of activities of persons who offer psychological services to the public without specialized professional education and work experience, as well as coaches. This project was developed in strict accordance with Article 5 of the Law of the Republic of Kazakhstan on professional qualifications. And to give you some context, in our country, while traditional university education remains important, there is now a significant shift toward a formal system of professional qualifications. And this is because our labor market is evolving rapidly and the demand for coaching is higher than ever. However, the high demand brought a specific challenge, and we saw an increase in individuals claiming to be coaches without any formal training, professional ethics, or certification. Naturally, this began to impact the market's reputation negatively. But instead of letting this discourage us, our chapter turned these, let's say, minuses into a plus. And we used this gap in the market as a catalyst to push for higher standards, ultimately turning a systemic challenge into a major milestone for our professional development. When we began developing these standards, we looked to globally recognized benchmarks as our foundation. And there is a specific legal requirement in Kazakhstan. National standards must be organization neutral. So this means we cannot officially lobby or name a single international body with the law. However, we are fully encouraged to integrate international best practices. The real achievement of our working group was this successful adaptation. And we managed to align global excellence with the specific requirements of Kazakhstani law. And by doing so, we've created a unique synergy combining the best of international expertise with our local legal framework to save the coaching community in Kazakhstan. International framework of the coach profession. We all know, as we are all fellow coaches, that modern coaching is based on a self-regulated profession system in which international federations like International Coaching Federation or IMCC professional standards, they play a key role. And in different countries and national registries, qualification frameworks and licensing mechanisms are gradually emerging, most often aligned with ICF and with EMCC standards. Let me introduce with ICF Kazakhstan chapter. So we have been very proactive in communicating our mission. Our mission sounds like we make ourselves, others, and community better. Our mission not only to government bodies and the key stakeholders, but society as a whole. So our outreach has been extensive. And through a series of interviews and appearances on national and regional television, as well as radio, we have consistently shared the value of professional coaching. And here I would like to emphasize that this progress wasn't accidental, as I told you before. It wasn't a random development. Every step we took was part of deliberate day-to-day strategy executed by our chapter. So we have only been operating for 6 years. This year we have celebrated the 6th International Coaching Week. But in that short amount of time, the results, I guess, extraordinary. So we've managed to turn a strategic vision into a national reality, and I'm proud to say that to you. So we realized early on that we couldn't just stay within the comfort zone of our coaching community to make a real impact, and we had to step outside those boundaries. And this led us to launch several high-impact social projects. A standout example is Mama Pro, a project where our volunteer coaches supported mothers of children with special needs and helping them develop and sustain their own businesses. And initiatives like this didn't just help the community, they created a powerful platform for ICF brand and solidified our position as the leading coaching authority in the country. With Mama Pro, I would like also add something interesting for you. With the mom, with 3 cases, mom of children with special needs, we filmed a movie which is right now running on our YouTube channel. So I would like to invite everybody to join our ICF Kazakhstan YouTube channel to watch the premiere of the movie, The Path to Yourself. So it is also worth noting that we operate as a non-profit professional association. In Kazakhstan, the status is crucial, like in your country, I think. And our government strongly prefers collaborating with established associations and public unions rather than private entities. And being a non-profit allowed us to build a level of trust and partnership with the state that the private companies simply couldn't achieve. Here on this slide, you can read the purpose of the standard and what does the standard establish. So a key feature of our professional occupational maps, which serves as a legal blueprint for the profession, is the mandatory requirement for a university degree. And we are all aware that globally, this is not always a prerequisite for coaching. It is not important, maybe, in some places. However, in Kazakhstan, in our cultural context, this was a strategic choice because the profession is still emerging in our market, and this is a high risk of unqualified individuals entering the field. And furthermore, in our culture, this is a very strong demand for working with experts who hold formal academic credentials. In addition to education, we have integrated requirements for relevant industry experience for specific roles. For example, our standards for business and career coaches, I will explain it further on our slides, now include a track record of coaching within those actual sectors. I will show it for you. So by aligning with these national legislative requirements, we made a conscious decision to prioritize high entry barriers. And this is a critical part of our normative and regulatory work to ensure that from day one, coaching in Kazakhstan is a synonym with professional excellence and trust. Scope of application of the standard you can also read on the slide. So one of our primary goals is to ensure that coaching remains in the public eye for all the right reasons, correct reasons. So we strictly avoid hype tactics. So our focus is entirely on professional integrity. Currently, we are observing a significant shift in Kazakhstan's legal landscape with a new laws being drafted to regulate the work of psychologists too. So even though psychology is a long established field, it has lacked a comprehensive legislative framework until now. So we are learning from the experiences of other professional associations and staying ahead on the curve. We understand that as soon as a law is introduced to regulate coaching, everyone in this profession will be legally obligated to comply with its standards. And for our chapter, this is the next step. We are not just waiting for the law to change. we are preparing our community to lead that transition responsibly. And the next slide, I will show you the terms and definitions. So as you look through the terms and definitions in the standard, you will immediately recognize, as fellow professional coaches, that the entire conceptual framework is strictly aligned with ICF standards. We intentionally integrated the ICF terminology to ensure consistency and rigor. Because we leaned on such a globally respected foundation, it gave us a position of strength. The terminology was so professionally sound and robust that no one could challenge it. So it allowed us to speak a language of global excellence that was indisputable, even in a legal context. And the next slide is also about Professional Coaching Association or Federation definition and professional level certification, also taken from ICF standards. Here, the very interesting slide. So our national standard also incorporates a multi-level professional certification system. And to ensure the standard remained accessible, we collaborated closely with government authorities to keep the entry requirements realistic. However, we maintain the high bar of a mandatory university degrees as a foundation, I told you before. So if you examine the core pillars of our standard, you will see the mirror global requirements: specific coaching education, locked coaching hours, the same as with ICF, and a formal examination. And this is why our national standard does not contradict international certification, it complements it. In fact, we have explicitly included a provision that recognizes certifications from leading international coaching bodies. Specifically, I should say here that our level 3 national qualification is designed to align with the PCC level. And while we didn't create a separate subcategory for MCC, those holding an MCC credentials automatically meet and exceed these requirements. So in a sense, we have built a bridge between our national legal framework and the global standards of coaching, gold standards of coaching. So it's important to know that our professional standards is a living document. It means that it can be updated every 3 years, which gives us the flexibility to expand our occupational maps and integrate new recommendations as the industry evolves. And our greatest achievement right now is that we have created the right momentum, where we are incredibly proud that 9 specific coaching designations are now officially recognized in Kazakhstan. The foundation of this work is the sectoral qualifications framework. And this document defines the requirements for specialists across 8 levels of complexity based on their knowledge, skills, and competencies. To give you a technical overview, you see the levels 6, 7. So level 6, what does it mean? It corresponds to a bachelor degree. Level 7 corresponds to a master's degree. And level 8 corresponds to a doctorate level degree. So in our standard, we have mapped out the job functions and competencies for each of the roles. For example, the leadership coach is designed at level 7, master's level, while all other coaching designations or specifications are currently at level 6, bachelor's level. By anchoring these roles to higher educational level, we have ensured that professional coaching is firmly established within the national higher education landscape. And as I promised you before, I will show you the profession card. We call it profession card. Let's review the business coach. So main purpose of the activity: supporting the development of key employees, groups, and teams, strengthening their leadership potential, managerial maturity, and ability to make strategic decisions, impacting the business through the use of coaching methods. Education level, it is required to have higher education, bachelor's degree, specialist degree, and postgraduate education, master's degree, doctorate, or residency. So work experience requirements, at least 7 years of experience, including no less than 5 years in business or the corporate sector. So the background of the coach, by saying background, I mean the expertise or the experience of the coach is important too. So connection with non-formal and informal education, additional professional education and coaching of at least 120 academic hours through an accredited program, and verified practice hours of no less than 500, participation in professional communities, continuous coaching education program, and other forms of professional development confirmed by a third-level certification credential. Let's see the mandatory job functions: conducting individual and group teams coaching sessions, supporting the development of professional effectiveness and an achievement of employees' work goals through coaching, supporting organizational change and managerial decision-making through coaching, adhering to ethical principles and professional coaching standards, participating in continuous professional development, supervision, mentoring, maintaining documentation, and ensuring confidentiality. And additional job functions, integrating coaching into organizational processes where needed, and delivering group coaching programs and facilitating team development. Well, let's move on to the next slide. National Professional Standard Coaching Activity Coach. So the implementation of this standard is supported by the Ministry of Labor and Social Protection and as a Workforce Development Center. In Kazakhstan, we have a unified digital ecosystem, which is called Еңбек KZ. And it serves as a national electronic labor exchange and manages the mandatory digital registration of all employment contracts. And a key milestone in our journey is the creation of the National Registry of Professional Coaches on this platform, in Еңбек KZ. And this was a direct request from the government to have a verified database of qualified experts. And we worked closely with them to develop the framework of this registry. And currently, the registry includes only certified coaches with PCC, MCC, ACC, who are active members of ICF Kazakhstan. This is very important. We have made it clear that as a chapter, we can only, I don't want to say control, maybe vouch for the professional standards and ethics of our own, only our members. So we have been finalizing this database since February this year, and I'm pleased to say that it has now been officially submitted. And from a legal and ethical standpoint, it was also important to us that every coach provided written, personal consent for their data to be published. And this ensures full transparency and compliance with our strict privacy and ethical guidelines. Technical specifications on the professional standard, you can also see on this slide. I would like just to give you an idea of the scale of this project. This scale is not the scale is not small. The National Professional Standard is a fully comprehensive document. It includes over than 130 pages. So this is the technical specifications of the professional standard, and it's written number 20 here: organizations participating in the development, Public Association ICF Kazakhstan, International Coaching Federation, and Association of Legal Entities, Association for Business, Society, and Government Relations. This is our stakeholders involved in the development and coordination process: Ministry of Labor and Social Protection of the population of the Republic of Kazakhstan, Center for the Development of Labor Resources, Committee for Technical Regulation Metrology of the Ministry of Trade, and Integration of the Republic of Kazakhstan. So we had a lot of, before ministers, we've been contacting and explaining the whole process of writing this project, this standard. So some of them I mentioned here. So one of them, the very important, who was number one, one of the stakeholders, Ministry of Labor and Social Protection. What can I say further? This is some photographs taken from the International Coaching Week. We celebrated last week, International Coaching Week 2026. So this year, as I told you before, marks our 6th consecutive year hosting International Coaching Week. And we've seen interest in coaching grow across all sectors of society. And interestingly, we've noticed a shift on social media, and people are now more cautious about using the title coach. And they realize that this title is something that must be earned and proven, which is a direct result of our consistent advocacy and educational work. Our outreach continues through strategic partnerships with academia. And this year, International Coaching Week events were hosted within the halls of a leading university and business schools in Almaty. We were also making an impact and education through the School for School project, where we demonstrate how team coaching can transform educational institutions. And we were also deeply honored to welcome Jihan Labib, chair of the ICF Professional Coaches Board and a member of the ICF Global Board of Directors, to our events. And finally, we are pioneering the growth of coaching in Kazakh language. And this year, for the first time, we organized a high-level roundtable in Kazakh language, inviting ministry officials and business school leaders. And we are launching podcasts in the native language. And I'm proud to announce the publication of the first ever book on coaching in Kazakh language. And we have also shared these achievements, the standards, the national standards, and the case with Mama Pro on global stage of ICF APAC. So APAC is Asia Pacific Conference. Last week, we also participate within the 9 countries and represented Kazakhstan as well, and shared our best practice, the cases, and we received the warm welcome and warm feedback from those 9 countries. It was my short presentation. My dear colleagues, once more again, thank you very much for listening to the information. I tried to do my best. I even prepared the notes. As you noticed, I was trying not to miss any word and explain it to you. So welcome, welcome, welcome. If you have any questions, please address them maybe on the list. Maybe you make the list. Maybe Irina, you make up the list of the questions and address it to the right person who has a vital role in establishing the national standard process. Some of them you can address to me, so I will try to handle those one where my expertise would be enough to respond. Thank you very much once more again to your attention.
Thank you also for us from my side for the interesting presentation, and also for helping us better understand coaching in Kazakhstan. But also for me, it's great to see the social project developed by the coaching community in Kazakhstan. Maybe we have some question. We have just 1 minute left, but maybe from 1-2 questions we have time for your explanation or also answer.
Go ahead.
Irina?
Go ahead. Thank you.
Mikhaila, maybe you don't see my hand, so
Okay.
I am able to take microphone by myself.
I saw Irina.
Nazgul, thank you so much for your time, for your wonderful project. I'm really impressed by job you've done. So yeah, I hope you will be ready and you will have some time to support us on our way. And also, I am, I was born in Kazakhstan, and everything related with Kazakh language in developing coaching, for me, it's very important. You know why? And yeah, I think it's very important for coaching in Kazakhstan that you started some projects on Kazakh. So, by the way, is it mandatory to be a citizen of Kazakhstan to be to meet these standards or not? These national standards, is it obligatory to be a citizen of Kazakhstan or not?
Oh, thank you, Irina, for your beautiful question. The point where I didn't think about that before. But in our chapter, we combine 6 coaches coming from 16 countries. So considering this fact, I can't say yes or no right now. So let me think about that, because, we have the standard, it was established, but the next step is the law, the legislation. So when we come with the legislation, a lot of questions, I guess we could cover. So now it's a beautiful question. Let me think about that and address to my colleagues too. Thank you.
I think better to be citizen of Kazakhstan.
Yes. Maybe. I don't know. Yes, it was the question, the response to the question, but not to the entire meaning of the question. So let us to sleep on that.
Yeah. So the last question from my side, do I understand correctly that this was an agreement between government authorities and ICF branch? They introduced the profession into official registers, and ICF chapter introduces an additional standard, something like this?
We are one of the authors, one of the holders, let's say, one of the authors who have written the professional standard. So there are some other bodies. We're not like the only one who has done this standard. So coming back to your question, so the government, before we requested the government, and this time government requested us, and why government addressed this topic to us? Because International Coaching Federation, ICF Kazakhstan chapter, that is the only one association who is legally working in our territory. That's why.
Wow. Super. Thank you. Yeah, it is clear. Thank you so much. Very impressed by this project. I think not only me. And thank you so much for your time and joining us today.
Thank you for having me as a guest. Thank you for inviting ICF Kazakhstan chapter. And we would be happy to support you on your way, on your journey of establishing your own professional standard. I wish you good luck. Happy International Coaching Week.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Nazgul.